Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, my students. Today we will continue to study Unit 6 about motion and force. For the second part of this unit, we will discuss about what is the relationship between force and motion. Jadi pada bagian 2 ini yang akan kita diskusikan, yang akan kita pelajari adalah the relationship, hubungan between force and motion, di antara gaya dan gerakan. Okay, you can open your book page 87. Okay. An object doesn't start moving unless it is given force. Sebuah benda doesn't start moving, dia tidak akan memulai bergerak unless, kecuali kalau it is given force, dia diberi gaya. Do you still remember what is force? I think you have discussed, you have studied about force maybe in third grade or second grade. Force is push and pull in a particular direction. Jadi gaya itu adalah tarikan dan dorongan pada arah tertentu. So, an object doesn't start moving unless it is push or pull. An object doesn't start moving unless it is given force or it is push or pull. Jadi benda itu tidak akan mulai bergerak kecuali kita memberikan tarikan atau dorongan, atau kita sebut kecuali kita memberikan benda tersebut gaya. Okay, when an object is not moving, we say that it is at rest. Jadi ketika benda itu not moving, we say that the object at rest. Benda tersebut dalam keadaan diam. You can see the picture of the book. We don't give the book force. We don't give the object force. So it means we don't push it or we don't pull it. Kita tidak memberikan tarikan atau dorongan terhadap buku. So we can say that the book is at rest. Buku tersebut dalam keadaan diam. And then we want to give force. Sekarang kita mau memberikan gaya. So it means we pull it or we push the book. Then what happened? Of course, the book will move. Now let's see. The movement, the motion of the book, of the object depend on some factors. Jadi setelah kita memberikan push and pull to the object will move. Then we have to know what factor that affect the motions of the object. Jadi sekarang kita harus tahu, after we give force to the object, then we have to know what factors that affect the motions of the object. Jadi hal-hal apa, faktor-faktor apakah yang mempengaruhi motions of the object, or we can say in other sentence, motions of object depend on some factors. What are they? Jadi ada beberapa hal yang mempengaruhi motions of the object. After we give the object push or pull, the object will move. And then what are the factors that affect the motions of the object? Let's see one by one. The first factor that affect the motions of the object is the type of surface, jenis permukaan. It's mean the smooth or the rough of a surface, halus kasarnya dari sebuah permukaan. Let's see the example. Just now we said the book at rest. Jadi sebelumnya kita tadi menjelaskan the book at rest, buku dalam keadaan diam. So it's mean we don't give it a force. We don't push it or we don't pull it. Now, for the next explanation, look at the picture. We push the book. Sekarang kita dorong buku ini. We push the book on the rough surface, pada permukaan yang kasar. So look at this. We push the book. Kita dorong on the rough surface, pada permukaan yang kasar. This is the rough surface. Okay. A greater opposing force act on the book on the rough surface. Jadi ternyata ada gaya yang melawan. Dari mana? Dari the rough surface, kasarnya permukaan. Look at. There is the opposing force that act in the opposite direction. Jadi ada gaya yang melawan dari gaya dorong kita. We push the book to the right and then the opposing force gaya yang melawan from the rough surface, dari permukaan yang kasar to the left. Jadi melawan gerakan. Permukaan yang kasar akan melawan gaya dorong kita. This is sometimes we call it is friction. Jadi kita sebut dia gaya gesek. Okay. And then the next picture. Okay, type of surface. This is the rough. The first picture is the rough surface, and then for the next picture is the smooth surface. Gambar yang kedua, we push the book. Kita dorong lagi buku in the smooth surface, pada permukaan yang halus. There is the opposing force, sama, tetap ada gaya yang melawan, but it is smaller. Tapi gaya itu kecil. Kenapa? Because the surface is smooth, karena permukaannya halus. So we can conclude that the smoother surface, the faster motion. Jadi semakin halus permukaan, motionnya, gerakannya semakin cepat. This is the first factor that affect the motions of the object. The type of surface, jenis dari permukaan. Now let's see the next factor that affect the motion is the mass of the object. Jadi faktor yang kedua yang mempengaruhi motion, gerakan dari sebuah benda adalah mass of the object, massa dari sebuah benda. Now look at the picture. Okay. A smaller force is needed to move a toy car. Okay. So the toy car needs small force to move it. But for the real car, jadi untuk mobil betulan ini, we need a greater force to move the real car. Kita butuh a greater force. Why? Because this is have different mass. Toy car and the real car, they have different mass, punya massa yang berbeda. The real cars, of course, is the greater mass than the toy car. So it will need a greater force. Jadi pasti butuh gaya yang lebih besar. This is the second factor that affect the motion, the mass of the object. So the conclusion is the heavier mass, the greater force to move. Jadi semakin besar masanya, maka semakin besar pula gaya yang dibutuhkan untuk menggerakkan objek tersebut. Okay, this is the second factor that affect the motion, the mass of the object. Now let's see the third factor, the shape of the object. Look at the picture. When the shape of the object different like this, okay, look at the first object, the shape is a cube, bentuknya kubus, and then the second object, the shape is the ball, round, bentuknya bulat. They have the same mass, masanya sama, but they have different shape. So which is the easier to move is the ball, because the ball has round shape. It is more difficult to push a ball than roll a ball of the same mass. So I can conclude that the round shape is the easiest shape to move. Jadi benda yang bentuknya bulat or circular atau lingkaran is the easiest shape to move, adalah benda yang paling mudah untuk digerakkan. This is the third factor that affect the motions of the object. And then the last factor is the size of force, besarnya gaya yang kita berikan, the size of force that applied, yang kita beri. Okay, now let's see the first picture. A small force is needed to pass a ball over a short distance. Jadi a small force, gaya yang lebih kecil, gaya yang kecil dibutuhkan to pass a ball in a short distance, because it only in a short distance, so the boys only need a small force to pass the ball. Different when the boy have to throw the ball in a far distance, pada jarak jauh. Look at this. A greater force is needed to throw a ball. Jadi a greater force, gaya yang lebih besar, okay, greater force needed to throw the ball over a long distance, pada jarak yang lebih jauh. So it's mean the smaller the size of the force applies, jadi semakin kecil, we can conclude that semakin kecil gaya yang diberikan, maka gerakannya juga semakin pelan, and then the distance is shorter, semakin kecil juga jaraknya. So when the distance is far, jauh, and then the motion is faster, lebih cepat, berarti the force applied should be greater. Gaya yang diberikan juga harus lebih besar. This is the last factor that affect the motion. So the motions of the object depend on, the first is the type of surface, the second is the mass of the object, and then the third is the shape of the object, and then the last is the size of the force applied. These are the factors that affect the motion. Now let's see the next. How do we measure a force and identify its directions of motions? Jadi, berikutnya kita akan bahas how do we measure. Bagaimana cara kita mengukur a force and identify the direction, dan mengidentifikasi arah dari motion of an object. Now let's see how do we measure. Okay. Measure force, mengukur gaya. A force can be measured by an instrument called a spring balance. Jadi, force itu can be measured by a spring balance, neraca pegas. Neraca pegas, this is for measuring the force. The unit is Newton, or the symbol is N. So, we can measure the force by using the spring balance with the unit Newton, or we can write in the symbol N. Let's see, this is the pictures of spring balance or neraca pegas. Okay, this is the spring balance. Okay, how to measure the first, teacher? You just put the object in the hook. Jadi cukup dikaitkan di kait ini, and then there is spring inside. Ada spring di dalam. In the spring balance, it will extend. Dia akan memanjang. Jadi ada yang 2 cm extension, ada yang 6 cm extension, ada yang 6 cm extension, ada yang lebih besar juga perpanjangan springnya. Tergantung apa, teacher? It's depend on the force applied. This is we give the small object, and then this is the greater object. So the extension will be the greater, akan lebih panjang juga. After that we just say the Newton. Jadi kita cukup cuman sebutkan saja berapa Newton nanti. It will show you the Newton, apa 6 Newton or 2 Newton. This is for measuring the force. So you just hang your object in the hook. Cukup dikaitkan in the hook, and then the scale here will show you the Newton. Skala di sini, this number, the number here will show you, akan menunjukkan the Newton, berapa besarnya gaya in Newton. Okay. Now we will continue to the last topic about directions of motion, arah dari gerakan. The first is that we will discuss is the object at rest start moving. Benda dari posisi dia mulai bergerak. Let's see the picture. Okay, look at the directions of force is same with the directions of motion. Jadi ketika directions of force gayanya dia ke arah to the right, and then the directions of motion also to the right. Directions of motionnya sama-sama ke kanan ya, to the right. This is same direction when the object start moving. How about the object speed up? Bagaimana kalau dipercepat? Okay, a moving object speed up. Jadi dia dari posisi sedang bergerak. Kalau tadi dari diam jadi bergerak, the directions of force same with the directions of motion. Kalau sekarang a moving object speed up, jadi dia saat posisi bergerak tapi dipercepat. Jadi andaikan mobil saat dia bergerak dia digas, dipercepat. How about the direction? Bagaimana kira-kira arah gerakannya? Ternyata sama. The directions of force, jadi gayanya juga ke kanan. The directions of motion juga to the right. So this is same directions. How about if the object slow down? Sekarang ceritanya kecepatannya dikurangi. Jadi the car slow down. A moving object sedang bergerak, dia diperlambat. Look at the picture. Look at the different direction. When the moving object slow down, the directions of motion, ketika diperlambat, directions of motionnya dia tetap maju. Jadi ketika mobil berjalan dia diperlambat, tapi arahnya dia tetap maju. Directions of motionnya dia tetap to the right, tapi force-nya, gaya yang kita berikan, karena kita memperlambat, berarti gaya yang kita berikan melawan gerakan. The directions of the force to the left. So it has a different direction. Directions of motion to the right, but directions of force to the left. So this is cause the object slow down. Okay, my student, that's all for today. We have finished the first topic of the second semester, Unit 6, about motion and force. Now you can do your task, page 93 up to 95. Thank you, my students. See you next week. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.